Purchasing Commentaries. This podcast is at the basic level. It requires no knowledge of Accordance Bible software, or Hebrew, or Greek. Here at Accordance, we've recently come to realize just how much our users now depend on us to guide them in their library purchases. That's a sea change from a decade ago, when most of our users were scholars themselves. We relied on them to tell us what kind of resources we should be offering. It's taken us a while to get our heads around this new responsibility, but we're taking it seriously. In addition to this podcast and David Lang's blog, expect to see us offer additional resources for learning how to study the Bible in the near future. In fact, I'll be preparing one of them myself, a complete introductory interactive course on how to study the Bible. Today, we're going to look at how to decide whether to purchase a commentary. It's a timely topic as many commentaries in Accordance are now on sale here in January 2011. It's also a difficult topic as no group of resources is so controversial. One user might be thrilled with a volume. Another, equally competent, finds himself deeply disappointed with the same work. Making good purchasing decisions means following the K.A.D rule. Know yourself, acquire information about the commentary or any resource, and determine which tools are best suited for which tasks. Otherwise, you might find yourself trying to hammer a nail with a saw. Ouch! Know yourself. Here's where some time spent on reflection can turn out to be priceless, or at least save you a lot of money and hassle. What are your theological and spiritual biases? Are you conservative or liberal? Reformed? Jewish? Charismatic? Adventist? Orthodox? This kind of introspection will help you determine your theological center. Second, what is your tolerance for other points of view? Some people prefer commentaries with which they disagree, as they find it stretches them more. Others want a commentary in which they can trust, because they and the author share a common point of view. Your level of tolerance will help you set your theological edge, or boundary, eliminating the kinds of resources you'd rarely use. Number 3, consider your tool preferences. If your time is short, you'll probably want a tool that cuts to the chase. If Bible study is your livelihood, or you're retired, you might enjoy an author that leads you through the alternate interpretations and their various strengths and weaknesses. Finally, consider your budget constraints. Those with the fewest financial resources need to make the most careful choices. They don't have the money to throw away on mistakes. However, those same people need to be wary of the tendency to be pound wise and penny foolish, as the old English saying goes. It's better to save up for that best purchase than grab any number of mediocre modules. Nowhere is that more important than in purchasing a commentary, as mediocre commentaries tend to spend a great deal of time on the obvious. Then they skip the difficult passages, which always seems to mean that very one we're looking for. Now acquire information. The very first place to start acquiring information about a commentary is on our Accordance Bible software website. We offer a number of different resources to help you in your purchasing decisions. First, click on Products, then Modules, and finally, Commentaries. Once you're on the Commentaries page, you can sort them in a variety of ways, including by those most popular for Accordance users. The product pages will tell you which commentaries are available, include a brief description, and let you know which ones are on sale. If you'd like more information, check to see if one of our associates has written an extended article about it. It's under Buzz, then Articles. There you'll find a handy search feature where you can look for your module. Want a place to post your own opinions or read other users' critiques? We've just added a forum called Product Reviews for just that purpose. We have a very active forum and some of the most knowledgeable and helpful users I've found anywhere. If you don't find the information you need, consider posting a question here. Of course, we always have podcasts, like this one. We archive all of them on our site by release date, recommended viewing sequence, and topical index. Click on the topical index and scroll to the bottom of the page, and you'll find a category called Product Focus. Check to see which podcasts we've done on the module you're considering, or modules in the same category, as we often compare them. Finally, consider David Lang's Accordance blog. Over the years, he's offered his sound insights on quite a few of our modules, including our commentary offerings. The blog page includes a search function that allows readers to search for blogs on specific modules and topics. There's also one external website I'd like to recommend. BestCommentaries.com is a wonderful resource. Maintained by John Dyer, it offers reviews, critiques, and recommended commentary libraries. The best thing about it is that it doesn't just include John's reviews, but those of a number of well-known scholars, theologians, and institutions. Click any of the links at the top of the page for easy access to commentaries on specific books. Of course, if you're going to consult these sites, it helps to be familiar with the vocabulary the reviewers use. There are currently 6 different categories of commentaries. Each has its strengths and weaknesses and the setting in which it's typically used. The categories aren't hard and fast either, as some publications try to straddle several. Here's a chart of the 6 categories, along with an example or two of each. The technical commentary is very strong on textual variants, Greek and Hebrew grammar, even the early history of the interpretation of the book, but tends to be very weak on theology and personal application. Typically, this would be the kind of commentary you'd see cited in a university, and Hermeneia would be an excellent example of this. The second kind, the exegetical commentary, is technical, but also includes information on the original setting and doctrine and theology. While it tends to be very light on contemporary application, this commentary would typically be found in a seminary, where Word and the New International Greek Testament commentary would be excellent examples. The third category is perhaps the most popular category. Sometimes it's called homiletical, at other times preaching, or even pastoral. Here we have a very strong emphasis on doctrine, theology, and application, especially on congregational spiritual growth, as these kinds of commentaries tend to be used by preaching pastors. It tends to be a little light on the original setting and very light on technical aspects. But after all, this is the kind of commentary that would be typically used in a church. Here you would have the Bible Speaks, MacArthur's New Testament commentary, or the New American Commentary. Last, but certainly not least, you have the devotional, or sometimes called the practical commentary. Here's the one that focuses on personal spiritual growth and application. Very weak on doctrine and theology as well as original setting, this is the kind of thing an individual believer with no training would access in his or her personal devotions. Perhaps the Life Application Study Bible would be the most convenient example here. Now, there are 2 additional commentary categories that have only recently come into being. The first of those is the application commentary, where personal or community application is the #1 priority, and there's also a great deal of attention paid to original setting and application. Here's the kind of commentary that can be used by a church or a believer alike, and the best example I can give you, the NIV application commentary. Also new to the Bible study scene is the background commentary, where you have a great stress on the original setting, culture, and customs, but much less on theology, doctrine, and application. Of course, this can be used anywhere, and we have 2 wonderful examples in accordance, the IVP New Testament and Old Testament background commentaries, as well as the New International Bible Background Commentary on the Old or New Testament put out by Zondervan. Now notice, some of these categories blend together. For example, people often blur the technical and exegetical commentaries and turn them into a single category. Just to whet your appetite, I've listed the 10 commentaries that are currently on sale this month, along with the categories I feel best fit each one. While I won't list the sale prices here, I can tell you that some of them are more than 50% off. Check out our sale page for more information. It can always be found at accordancebible.com/store/sale. Determine the task. The last step in your purchasing decision is to determine the task. What setting are you working in? What project are you trying to complete? If you're a university student working on a graduate paper, a devotional commentary won't earn you a very high grade. On the other hand, if you're spiritually dry, a technical commentary isn't likely to feed your soul during daily devotions. And don't buy that highly technical commentary if you're just starting to read Greek. Sure, you can brag to other people that you have the very best technical commentary money can buy, But do you really have the skill to use that information now? A little honesty here will go a long way. Buy something you can use now. Tomorrow's purchases can wait until tomorrow. Oh, and what about space on your iPhone or iPad? With their limited space, the smaller modules like study Bibles and single-volume commentaries on the whole Bible, or even Tyndale or EBC, will work nicely. I know some of you are going to ask, are you folks at Accordance really doing all this just because you want us to buy more modules? Well, sort of. But what we're really interested in is that you're happy with your module purchases. We consider ourselves your partners in effective Bible study, so we want you to buy the modules that best fit your needs. It's our application of Jeremiah 29:7. As long as your work or your ministry prospers, so will we. Remember, this commentary sale only lasts through the end of this month, January 2011, so grab those bargains while you can. Check out our sale page at accordancebible.com/store/sale. This has been Dr. J for Accordance Bible Software. Thank you for watching this episode of Lighting the Lamp.